But they're the leaders responsible for effecting change and corrections. We just want to be a tool as well.
I'm Sanae Jenkins. I did not thought to be up here, but here I am. I am a lot of things. I am the CEO of Everything I Am, which is a organization that is geared toward helping returning citizens succeed in their second chance. I am the president of the Lot. That is geared toward the Behavior Lock Journey. I am a recidivism strategist, a reentry expert. I am the director of the Florida Safety Coalition, as well as the Florida State Organizer for the national nonprofit Reform Alliance. Anybody know about Reform Alliance? Who knows who Meek Mills is? That is his organization. I work for him and his organization, and I am also a returning citizen. I gave 10 years of my life to the Florida Department of Corrections, 2 years prison, 8 years of probation. Been on probation for 3 years and some change. And I travel to state of Florida, and we pass policies to make it better for individuals who are on probation. So what you experience today is not just play, it is real life. I have experienced it for 8 years. And we passed policies. We passed a policy in 2021, SB 752, for those who are on probation to get off early. So if you maintain a job 30 hours a week or more, you get 30 days off your probation every 3 months, every 6 months. If you get a vote, a high school diploma, a GED, a college degree, you get time off your probation as well. We also put in there that you can report remotely if you are on probation, so you don't have to go to the office. So I'm here to educate people on SB 752, and I'm here to put a face to probation, parole, and let people see what returning citizen looks like, and it's not what you would think.
Come right back.
My name's Daniel Collins, and I did 10 years in the Florida Department of Corrections. So I am from South Florida. I went from graduating college and playing professional baseball with the Atlanta Braves to becoming homeless and spending 10 years in prison. And I tell people all the time, I know what it's like to be on Park Avenue, I know what it's like to be on Park Bench. And going to prison gave me a perspective that was very unique for a person that looks like me. And I became educated in the system. So before I went in, I didn't believe that, systemic racism was a real thing. I always believed it was all about personal accountability, kind of pull yourself up by the bootstraps mantra. And I read a book by Michelle Alexander called The New Jim Crow, forever changed my mind. And so now I built a platform where I reach, millions of people, a few 100,000 on social media, educating them on the system and the root causes of the system of mass incarceration in the United States. So it all stems from the 13th Amendment, the abolishment of slavery, accepting punishment for crime. Mass incarceration became the new tool for slavery. And if you look at Jim Crow segregation and what a lot of black people faced in America during that time was second-class citizenship, disenfranchisement from voting, not able to get a job, not able to get housing. Well, in 2024, after you pass the 1964 Civil Rights Act and 1965 Voting Rights Act, that you can no longer discriminate based on race, I learned that the new way to do it is through the convicted felon label. So in 2024, the only people you can legally discriminate against are convicted felons. And once I saw that stat and I saw that data, it made me super passionate about the system because I understood that I became collateral damage in a system that was designed as hard to serve demographic of people. And so I do my best to educate people on how to avoid the system, also on how to eliminate the stigma and the barriers to the system. Because there was a stat that I read that it was 1 in 3 black males, 1 in 6 Hispanic males, and 1 in 17 white males who were being convicted felons. And that number absolutely blew my mind. So I had to ask myself a question as a white male living in America today: is that are black people inherently evil and have the proclivity to commit crime, or is there something much larger at play that needs to be addressed? Because it's a system that looks to trap, young black males. So I, as a white person, take a lot of that information that I've learned and take it and teach people in my community and people who don't understand the realities of what it's like, for the system and what people go through. And having experienced it myself, it also in a society with housing. But most importantly, it's just really educating people on the reality of what our system and how it was built. It was built on racism, and kind of like what Brian said, is that you can't put a Band-Aid on a deep wound. You can't. There's no matter what you do, it's all superficial. We have to dismantle that system. So, the only way we can do that is really educating people on the reality of the system, because it's much bigger than just reform. We need to. That's why I'm grateful to work with Representative Joseph. The other thing too is that a lot of times we tiptoe around that conversation because people want to say politically correct and what's safe, and not. The truth is that we have a system that's been built on racism, and anybody that's caught up in it today is become flat out dangerous. Because I think Brian Stevenson said it best, that in America, wealth, not culpability, shapes justice. It's all about money, And so, yeah, that's a little bit about my story, and I'm grateful to be here.
Crazy because we had, when David was talking about this, not even a thought. Like, being in Florida, getting on a plane in Florida, this wasn't even a thought. And then 2 weeks later, we have youth interview. And this is probably by far like the smallest simulation I've ever done. But I think today it really showed, and it really like spoke to me, because there were so many problems at each of the stations. But those stations represent the institutions that these individuals have to go and visit. And today is a really prime example of the barriers that individuals face when to visit these institutions. And it was just by coincidence today that we didn't have enough people to work each one of the stations. And just by coincidence today, there were so many issues with the institutions that run these stations. And that, as we said earlier today, like, it's a game. You guys are here in this room today playing a game. But for 650,000 individuals a year, this is real life. They really are getting turned away from one organization saying, hey, go there. And that's why I said I really wanted to emulate, like, oh yeah, well, stay in line, we'll help you out when we get to you, because this is how our institutions deal with people. So again, really wanted to not only just thank you guys for being here today, but also try our hardest to emulate the real life experience of returning citizens, and why it's so important that we come to the table or come to this solution open-minded with all of our experience, because we all have something to offer for this experience, whether it's helping someone get a job, helping somebody find a place, giving somebody a ride. I mean, we out here in the real world, some of the things that we take for granted as being so small and so minute, as we can see through this game, is insurmountable. I mean, the various individuals based upon returning to society are huge. So it's a community problem. It's not, I wouldn't say personally, it's a racism problem. It's a community problem. And a lot of our individuals in the community, black, white, brown, Puerto Rican, Chinese, are all suffering from the same issues and barriers that our returning citizens are facing. So we have to come together and start having a much deeper conversation around returning citizens, mass incarceration, and successful barriers, and making sure that individuals can become productive members of society. So yeah, again, really thank you to Representative Joseph here for allowing us and you all as well. You guys are all reformers and advocates and working on life and minds as well. So man, just really appreciative for the times that we're in right now. One of the other things that we talk about is, I think we as a society or a community don't look at corrections for what it is. I hear a lot of folks say like the system is broken or the system is failing, but the system, like how the system was designed, like we sit up here talking about mass incarceration being like the next answer to slavery. Like the system was designed, and the way that it was designed is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So it's not a broken system we're dealing with. That's why a lot of the initiatives we try to throw at the system don't work. Because by design, the system is designed to get you as swallow you whole and not let you go. It's like a miracle to get out of prison and not go back. It's a miracle to get off probation without going to jail. It's a miracle to like do some of these things and you're like, oh, that's easy. Like you just don't get in trouble. You just don't. No, that's not how it works. Like it's a real trap. And so with knowing that the trap is set and understanding how the trap works, it's like we have to do something totally different than just reforming the criminal justice. Like you can't reform something that's been designed for what it is. And so with that being said, we see Brian here with social purpose corrections and the innovation that they put into the nonprofit sector. I hear a lot of times they're like, wow, you guys are, first off, you're black commissary providers, but what you're doing with the commissary funds and what we're doing with our funds and how we work with state organizations, again, is, totally revolutionary from a Kifi or a Union Supply Group who is, I don't know if they're publicly traded companies or not, but, like these are mass companies that are profiting off the backs of, the poor without giving back to our communities. And so when I heard about what Brian and those guys were doing at Social Purpose Corrections, I was really excited because it's kind of similar to our model. We're looking to revolutionize the commissary game. We don't talk about it, but prisons, mass incarceration, it's a really, really big business and it's highly profitable. And so we just thought like, hey, let's just take a small portion of those profits and give them back to the community that is actually effective. So yeah, that's what we do here at Coffee for a Cause. That's what Brian and those guys are doing to me. We're all here working to make our community stronger, thriving, safer communities. I believe that's why you guys are all here today. So again, we all appreciate you all for being here. I'm sure our communities come to appreciate it as well. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions, concerns, comments? Like who learned something new today? Who saw something that was like super eye-opening? Like, come on, let's hear something.
I got one thing to say. I don't know if anybody here knows, but Dr. Swallow, he got called from the probation officer to come down, but he was upset. And he ended up, now he's in jail currently because he was on probation. And I don't know how it went, but based on what you're saying, it's like they're trying to, instead of trying to help him get out of the situation. I don't really understand that, but think back on what you said. I see stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, I can't really talk to his situation personally, but yeah, a lot of the time, like, they gotta get you, yeah, come on down so we can talk to you. So,
In this first situation, I don't know if you know about Black man, but he violated, I believe, 12 times over a 10-year span. And each time he was violated, it was a technical violation. He did not commit a new crime. So they're looking, in Philadelphia, we just passed.
Wait, hold on, before you go on, so help people understand, when you say he was violated, what does that mean? And give them some examples of technical violations.
Absolutely, I was technically violated. So with his technical, being violated on probation means that they revoke your probation, you can go back to prison. When Meek was, it was crazy. He popped a wheelie on a dirt bike, which is not a crime. But, and he didn't receive a traffic ticket or anything like that. But the judge saw the video on social media and called him in and was like, I'm gonna violate you. The prosecutor said, why? His lawyer was like, what are you doing? And the judge basically said, I want to, so I'm going to. And so just last month, we passed a bill in Philadelphia. Yes. With, and the bill is you cannot be on probation, misdemeanor probation for more than 2 years, and not felony probation for more than 4 years. And as far as technical violations are concerned, they're trying to fight them out. So that means I was technically violated for not being able to pay my probation. My restitution. I had almost $10,000 in restitution at the 5-year mark of my probation, because originally I was given 2 years prison, 5 years of probation. At the 5-year mark of my probation, they violated and tried to put me back in prison for 3.5 years because I was poor.
I don't wanna cut you off, but I need you guys to get this in your head. So if I'm not on probation, some of the things, I can do regular stuff and not go to jail. But just because I'm on probation, I can't do the same thing that Dottie can do while she's not on probation. Even though she's not committing a crime and I'm not committing a crime, I can go to jail for being on probation. So like, just think in your head, like, oh, there's so many things you can go to jail for on a technical violation. That's not a crime.
I also violated my, I was rushed to the emergency room. I'm from Jacksonville, Duval County. I was rushed to the emergency room. I was right next to Clay County, where the ambulance take me, to Clay County. I crossed county lines. Violation. My grandmother passed away. I didn't think anything of it. They rushed her to the emergency room. She lived 45 minutes away in Brunswick, Georgia. I crossed state lines, violation of probation. Technical violations, like not committing a new crime. 42% of individuals who recidivate do not commit a new crime. And people don't understand that. They just think they're going back to prison because they did something wrong. In the eyes of the probation system, it was wrong. But in society's eyes, it's like, what? So it's a lot of things that people don't know, and that's why we have to educate them in regards to what's actually going on. Because what's actually going on will blow people's minds.
I got a question. Dealing for, it's a DOC state. There are some states that really want to do things. I'm grateful. I haven't been to prison in 15 years, but I've been 3 times. So I try to work around this, but like the law of Jim Crow, the law of Roe v. Wade, I'm going to get the system, depending on the states, especially Florida, we can come up with a law. But if they want their money, they're gonna have to do something. But what they would do, they will reform the law and constitute however you may do it, and then put us right back. So that's why I like to tell people, not only you have your people vote for the ones that's going to help the ones that's going to assist. Because 5 years from now, and I'm grateful for what y'all doing, if they really want that things happen, for some kind of way, they get the judges and all, like that judge, and people don't understand it. They go to twisting the law and making it where it's hard on us. That's the part that you have to keep praying and just have people to vote for people that's going to do it.
Absolutely. In Virginia, we passed a bill like 2 or 3 years ago, and they tried to rescind the bill because the House split. So we had to fight to keep the bill because of who was elected. They were like, nah, we don't want that bill no more, and tried to rescind it. So it's possible, it happens. And you're right, it depends on who's elected. And you have to have the people that are going to fight and for your interests. So if they're not interested in something, okay, I get it, no problem. But if it meets your interest, then you need to go for it. And for the people who are going to oppose it.
I'm saying, we gotta understand time. Like, these are very polarizing times. So even though, like, it makes, and even right now in 2024, we're at the beginning of 2024, 24 years into the millennium, we talk about things, we can look, my dad was born in 1960. Martin Luther King was killed in 68. He was killed in 68. So we're talking about, my dad's still alive. Like, I talk to my dad all the time. But we're talking about, I know somebody and talk to him regularly from a time period where, like, people were still marching in the street for voting rights. They were getting hosed down for getting bit by dogs to try to vote. Like, this is just going to cast a vote.
A lot of people still around.
Yeah, and a lot of them are still
A lot of those
around.
policies are still around.
A lot of those policies are still around. But we have to acknowledge and bring to the forefront how much has changed and where we are. Things are changing. Change is slow, but we have to acknowledge where we're at. That's number one. And as we acknowledge that, now we go forward. Now we're starting to, and we're seeing it. We've seen the reform lines pop up. We're seeing, you come with social purpose directions. There's other organizations out there doing things. But we have to give ourselves and our communities credit always to say, hey, we're not so bad. This is what's going on. This is where we're at right now. We got a long way to go. But this, like, we have to acknowledge that there has been some really great changes. We have a much farther, a long way to go. But it gets tougher when we just sit back and say, man, not this, that's not it. And that's reality. The reality is that's not it. But the reality also is we have a very long way to go. And it's conversations like these, it's events like these, it's people like all of us that are gonna be able to make that way a little bit more shorter and that road a little less treacherous.
I just want to make one other comment. I love all these young men being here. I think that you guys are the future. Y'all are going to be the ones that are going to be, we're going to hopefully pave the way for you, but y'all are going to be the ones making the changes. I have a son that's in prison. He went into prison at the age of 20 for one horrible mistake. And we're all one mistake away from this life. And you are in control of your destiny. And I'll tell you right now that it starts with your education. And if you are educated, you have power. And you can make the difference that we all will need you to make as you grow into young adults. And you guys have a bigger battle to fight than my white son does, but you can do it. And you guys are going to be the ones that make a difference. So it's imperative that you don't forget how important your education is. It will keep you confident.
This question is for Mr. Ryan. Brian. My main thing right now is educating the inmates. I deal with a lot of people in trade schools, because you can have a degree in a convicted felon. It's hard to get a job in certain areas. You get a trade, you convict a felon, it's easy to get a job. So is that something that you plan on doing with what you all? I know you come and say this. How do you all get the ones to understand that there is hope for employment, and how would you adjust that? That's something that I know works, because they're not going to give you a job sometimes to be a convicted felon. But with trades, you can get a job sometimes, and then it also is the beginning of, you can become an owner, and you can help others in your family in a better way.
Yeah, to hit your point, lack of education almost equals 100%. When I say lack of education, GED, high school level education, the higher the level of education, the less chances of this document that you're going to reincarcerate. In the system, though, the way it's designed, if you look at the money spent on programs versus security in prisons, that's the priority. But if you look at the money spent on programs, it's minimal, comparatively speaking, in the whole system. Idle time, the saying, idle time is the devil's workshop. When you apply it to prison, people that aren't actively programming or engaged in education, vocational and trade skills, which is critical. The mental health aspects, programming, and addictions. Substance misuse disorder is the term for it. If you don't address all those, you're going to have challenges. But we all know that education is and part of the problem is taking somebody that has a felon and bringing trust to that felon to the free world. Because there are employers out there who call themselves second chance employers that maybe will hire some DUI folks, but they don't really hire people that were incarcerated. And so, the trick is, when we talk about culture, is how do we change, it's a big problem, but how do we change the trust of the free world employers to somebody coming out of incarceration? Statistically, the person coming out of incarceration has better attendance, better loyalty, better job performance than somebody who wasn't. But the reality is the perception of what people have been taught through Hollywood, mostly, to be honest with you, about somebody coming out of prison is, they're bad. Therefore, don't hire them, because if I do, I got to watch their back all the time, and they're going to hurt somebody, they're going to steal from me, and I have all those problems. But the reality is that's not true. And so part of it is education, but part of it is within the system, we have to bring resources to bear, so people are not sitting around the day room all day playing dominoes and cards and watching TV. And this race does what they do over here, and this race does what they do over here, and this race does what they do over here, because that's what happens. And then none of that's productive to actually getting people out and keeping them out. One of the things we're doing that's really crazy innovative is a digital badge process, where we're going to certify competencies while they're incarcerated to bring trust to the free world employer. So, and we have a list that hasn't been done anywhere in U.S. corrections. I don't think corrections anywhere. But it's a vocational skill set that the education's trending away from degrees and more to competencies. But we're bringing that into incarceration and prisons, so when people leave, they have this list of badges. And as an employer, I can see attendance, teamwork, and then they go into the mental health badges, and they go into the vocational skill badges. Those are the things I think we're gonna help bridge that gap of the distrust of someone being in that. And until we can bridge that gap, and we can, we're still gonna have people, plumbers, electricians, get the unions involved inside the prison. I ran a prison where the unions paid for the vocational shop, the carpentry shop, and the electrical shop. And they hired people leaving the facility from all the jobs.
I'm gonna touch on that same subject. I'm a 6-time convicted felon, and right now I own 2 businesses. One is a business remodeling houses called Nature Coast Home Repair and Renovation. The other one, we convert gas cars to electric. And starting off, I used to work for a bunch of other people, used to make them all the money, being a laborer. I made $10 an hour. My work was never appreciated, and the people that own the company always made it seem like it was so hard, and you got to have all these things to do it. To start my first company, it only cost me like $100. I went down to the Department of Builders. I got a handyman license, and I had to pay the taxes on it. It was $75, and the license fee was like $20. So I walked out of there that day with a handyman license and was able to do work. So they give you a list of stuff on there, like what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. And it's just mind-boggling how people make it seem like it's so hard, and you gotta jump through all these hoops, and to be successful, you gotta do this and that. Really, there's a lot of misinformation, and it's not really hard to do. Like, anybody can start their own LLC or company today. You can leave here as long as you have the money to pay for the registration and stuff like that, which is only like $100. You can start an LLC, S Corp, all that. You can register with SunBiz and become a registered business with the EIN number, which is an employment identification number. You can have a tax ID number, all that, and it's not outside of like what a lot of people think. Oh, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars. It doesn't, and I can speak for that firsthand. It's. What are you gonna say?
Probation officer, what's your name?
My name? My name is Joran.
You are absolutely right, but people don't know.
They don't know that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of misinformation there, and there's a.
If you know how to do it, show them. Tell them.
There's a lot of people. There is a lot of people that are doing videos on that, like how to start an LLC, how to start an S Corp. No, I'm not doing it. I'm busy. I have 2 young kids. I'm running 2 businesses, and I have 2 young kids.
So let's talk about that. So everybody in this room has some kind of connection, and everybody's doing everything. We all can't do everything at the same time. What's important is what is your thing to do, you do. Now, we have some folks here from 305 came up to visit, and they're doing exactly some of what you 2 just talked about. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself and say a little bit about that real quick.
So my name is Brother Isaac Gray. I am the CEO of
Maybe stand over here so you're not.
I am the CEO of Encouraging Dreamers, Breaking Barriers. It's a second chance youth escape program that we deal with troubled youth and youth before they get in trouble. That teach them to dream the impossible. While God show them that it's possible, then we're breaking down all the barriers that's in front of us. Those buts, our can'ts, those white folks, all 7-figure barriers that we put in front of ourselves, because the Bible tells us we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. We just got to understand the power that we possess. And that we created in God's image, that means we got the power to do whatever we put our mind to. So what makes me authentic is I lost my whole 20s being incarcerated, but I wanted to show these guys right here that doesn't define the rest of your life. So I created this car wash initiative that works with troubled youth and you before they get in trouble. And we pay them $15 an hour to wash cars. So this is a way that I have created to be able to mentor them and put them to work at the same time. So we don't have to go around trying to find a job. I have a job for you when I just move you over to the car wash side. So this is just some of the things that we do with Encouraging Dreamers. And I just believe all of our youth, especially the troubled ones, I love them. So bring them over here. They just need an opportunity. They just need to be. We need to be creative in this space that we are in right now, And I just believe our youth need more than just talking. Like, we got so many programs that tell us, oh yeah, I'm gonna mentor you, I'm talking to you. Oh yeah, you do this wrong, you do this. Well, show me how to be great. Show me the solution to what I need to do. So that's what we do here. We wanna tap into their gifts, their mindsets first, and then we wanna tap into their gifts to help them become the best version of them by teaching them the financial literacy, the money management, the group economics, and the greatest of them all is generational wealth. How to lead something to somebody else. Because ain't nobody taught us how to lead anything in this world. They showed us how to take stuff, but ain't nobody showed us how to lead something or how to create something for the next. So we're just here, just trying to show our youth and our people that you can be all you want to be. You just gotta start with you, believing in the power that you possess. It don't matter what nobody else think about you, it don't matter what stereotype they put out there or what the naysayers say, what did God say about you? Believing in you first, and the rest will fall in place. So that's just a little bit, we can do it, any people all start. And our motto here at Encouraging Dreamers, Breaking Barriers is, we're washing away our youth past, and waxing the shine for a brighter future.
So we talked about the car wash stuff, that's where they get started. But then, depending if they have a different skill set, they filter them into the other things to start some of their own
I will
businesses.
say that the thing that really is bad about that whole vocational thing is they took all that out of the schools in the state of Florida. There's no more carpentry class, there's no more welding class. If you want to do any of that, you have to go to a special technical institute.
We're trying to do some more workforce development stuff, and I think they're starting to see the need for
And
it.
trades are in need of quality
No
people.
objection. I
You
think
know?
we're gonna take one more thing.
I'm gonna say this, I just found out we from the same hometown.
Yes, sir.
Coconut Grove. And I have a ministry called Clean Start Mission. Similar. I'm the owner of Bless My Rock Custom Pizza in the So as I witness the people in the pit now, they get a job at my college until they get a job somewhere else. But the initiative that y'all doing, if you own a pen pal with me, and you got a relative, 80% of what you need is in order. It's called the first 72. So when you get out in 72 hours, you have everything needed for that social security card, ID, job, everything being in order. But it's not about us, so when you need to talk, man, I'm blessed, man.
See, look at that.
And we from the same place, man.
That's it. And that's how it is sometimes, just creating a space to have the conversation, to make the connections, and to talk about what we can do in the future, whether it's legislation, other initiatives, and things to actually help real people in the community. As you know, we're in a time right now where things are just hyper-politicized, and it really don't need to be, right? And, you know, Republicans are good for saying, well, we're the ones that freed the slaves. Well, now's the time to fully free them. So that's an initiative that I'm gonna be personally working on. That is something that has been placed on my heart to do. That is separate and apart from, and in addition to my legislative service, because at the end of the day, it's not about your title, not about this, and it's about what you're doing in your little time on this great big ball that we call Earth, and who you're in, because ain't nobody gonna save us but us. So with that, I wanna thank each and every one of you, all of the things that you do within the communities, and just your own personal struggles to get here, right? I don't take that for granted, because everybody had a different path. Me, I was not gonna be standing here. I was born in Haiti, raised in Miami, went to some of the worst schools and some of the best schools that Miami-Dade County had to offer. And one of my first internships was working at the public defender's office. And that job, like, I love the woman that I worked for, and the public defender, she would pour her little heart out working for these. How messed up our criminal justice system was. There are exactly why. So that being said, at that moment, any part of it, and I decided I didn't want to be a lawyer, but you know, had other plans. I ended up being a lawyer and all this other stuff that I'm here today. As much as I don't like certain aspects of it, so we're gonna keep that there. But the point is, when you have your moment to help somebody or step up to the plate, that you ascend to that moment. Because you have everything that you need from the moment of your birth, those seeds of greatness that we got each other. So again, thank you for being here, and make sure you do something.
Okay, so
Oh, if y'all want to take a group picture, we can do that right now. Y'all want to do that? Let's get on over here.
come on, Chris. want everybody
Come on,
else.
let's hustle, hustle.
Ground. Well, we got kind of confused. Whichever one is the lower level to the garage?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
You wanna go outside? Yeah, that would be,
Oh, okay. Because it was really clean coming from that garage.
yeah, that'll take me back down to the corner.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
going right there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we seen that. That was.
Yeah, they don't have, you know,
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm so shy, and I hate it. I was so nervous. I almost had a heart attack. Because it can't be me. I found deodorant twice now.
I remember it was hot in the car because you put on the heat
Was
and
it
then
you?
never turned it off.
Oh, I couldn't turn the crap off. I tried. Oh, it's recording. It knows that you were a little parched now. How is it recording black though?
I'm not turning it off.
I'm trying to cut it off. Oh, there it goes. All right, y'all. We're out of here. We're all hungry. I might buy Money lunch because she helped me.
No, you are. I drove.
Huh?
I drove and took off my day off.
Money, you wanted to go. Look at that. Can you ring it? Oh, we on the back side of it. Hold on, Kristen. I wanna. Is this where we were when we were marching for Trayvon Martin? You can't remember that, can you?
That guy that had got shot.
Yeah, long time ago. U.S. So I guess these are people that I guess memory of or something. Heart. Huh? Oh yeah. This incline. I got on heels. I don't know why I got on heels. I tried to wear my boots, but I bought some boots that were on sale and I couldn't even fit a foot in it at all, a toe. No, because I picked my size, 11, and those.
You had 11 wide.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were. Duval Street. This dude kind of remind you of Atlanta a little bit, the way it.
Like in Chicago, all buildings are like this.
Oh, Chicago building's bigger than this. Chris, this gonna be. Let's wait for that thing. This a big street, big intersection.
Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah, what is this back? Let's keep walking straight. We could see what's back there.
On this, it's
Yeah, straight ahead. Nothing.
nothing on it.
It looked like no, not the water fountain. I'm talking about back in the, beyond the fence. We walked that way. This actually was closer.
That was the only one that I seen that was taller than them trees.
What? Oh, the buildings? Oh, yeah, that's the only tall building in this area. Okay, that was nice. I gotta do something to calm my nerves. And I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. I try praying, meditating, but I don't know. This right here, what is this? I know it's steps. But what's down? Let's walk up to the banister, not by the steps. This is actually structured nice. We've been to the Capitol, but we never really like came all around. Oh, it's a big ramp that go down. Oh yeah, that's it. But that was cool. Okay, let's see. It's Kristen, it's your birthday. Let's see what they got that's nice to eat. That look like a restaurant, Harry's. That look bougie.
Oh, it might be
Expensive. we look at the outside and figure, can we eat in there? That's crazy. What floor we on? All right, y'all. It's your girl Cadillac.